Anyway, let's continue on here. We're talking to Ryan. Ryan, you're with Allworth Money Matters.
Hey, Scott and Pat, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, glad you're joining us.
So I'm a California state employee, and I've been maxing out my 401k for a number of years. And because I also have access to a 457, I started contributing to that.
In
So I
addition,
recently turned,
Ryan, in addition to the 401k, you started doing the 457?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you
So
maximizing that too?
No,
Okay.
no, it just whatever extra I could kind of put into it.
Okay.
But so I recently turned 50. And so I started redirecting what I was contributing to the 457 to the 401k for my catch up. And now with the new Roth rule that's coming into effect in 2026, my question is, should I redirect kind of that catch up portion back to the 457? Or should I kind of fall in line and start contributing to the catch-up contribution portion to a Roth?
Are you planning on staying in California indefinitely? Well, you're 50. You probably don't really know, but do you think you'll stay in California indefinitely?
Most likely, yes.
And what's your family income?
Probably right around 360 annually.
And there's two of you. How many people on the
Correct.
tax return?
So it's my wife, and then I've got two children.
Okay. And when you retire, how much of that 360 is going to be made up in a pension?
Probably a fairly significant amount. When I go out, it'll be about 70%. So it'll be pretty close to equal to what I'll be making at the time when I retire.
And what is your salary yourself? Your family's income's 360. What is yours?
Right at about 175.
And does your spouse have a pension as well?
Yes, also with the state of California.
And is she contributing the max to her 401k?
She's got a 457, and she is just about contributing the max. Yes.
She works for a municipality?
No, for the state of California.
So you both have 401ks and 457s?
Correct.
So is your basic question is, should I continue to do everything on a tax-deferred basis or
Correct.
add some Roth? That's what the question is. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
I would add some Roth.
Okay.
And why, Scott? When you get to retirement, first of all, you're going to, assuming you stay the rest of your career with your job, you're going to have phenomenal retirement income, right? Guaranteed
Correct.
Retirement income.
Cost of living adjustment on it.
So your additional savings is going to really be for ancillary stuff. I don't know if your home's paid off yet, but my guess it's going to be paid by the time your needs are probably going to be less at retirement time than they are today at age 50.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So you're going to be in great shape retirement. And if all of your savings are in tax-deferred vehicles, it makes it a little more challenging. Pat's looking at me like I'm stupid.
I just want to hear your answer because I disagree. I disagree, but I want to hear your answer. That's why I asked.
You say, I need to buy a new car. You're going to be like, well, crud, if I take it out of my IRA, it's going to put me in a higher tax bracket, so I've got to spread this out over a couple of years. Like, get to retirement time and having a diversified tax strategy, I think, can serve you well. Further, if we're going to have an argument,
we're going to have an argument, a debate about this. I don't think it's an argument, but a debate.
You're at currently at a 24% tax bracket. That bracket goes up to 37%. Now, granted, you need to have that bracket starts today at $750,000. So that's too far. But the bracket moves from 24% to 32%. And given your income today, you're still in a 24% bracket, whether you defer or not. But the way things are going, your pension is going to make up 70% of your salary. You've got Social Security that's going to kick in as well. And then you add in distributions from your retirement account, there's a good chance you'll be in a higher tax bracket. Now, we have no idea what the tax brackets are going to be 10, 20 years from now when you retire. My bet is they're not going down.
Okay.
and you plan on staying in California. But if you don't,
So how much money, do you have any money saved outside of retirement plans?
So I have a taxable brokerage, about 90,000, savings, 60, 70,000. So that's most of what's outside. Do have a small Roth IRA, 35,000, and then a small traditional IRA of 15,000. So,
and your kids still at home, college. What are your kids up to?
kids are at home, one in college, one still in high school.
And the college are you helping fund that just out of current wage?
Yes. Yeah, we've got 529s for both.
Okay.
You should you could touch a little bit in the Roth. I wouldn't go too heavy into the Roth.
Okay.
Right? In fact, I would actually
if you had no pension, I would say do it all tax deferred.
That's right, but he has a pension.
I know.
He's never going to spend this money. He's never going to spend this money.
We're just looking at the people we see.
Right? He's not going to spend it. And what happens if he moves to another state that actually has a
then you clearly want the pre-tax distribution.
So I'm saying why wouldn't I would take the benefit I could take now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's no right answer. We don't know what the answer is going to be until we know the tax code in the future.
But it wouldn't right. If you said, okay, I'm going to fund $20,000 a year into a Roth and the rest of it continue in the 401k 457, I'd say, yeah, we're probably right. We might be wrong. I mean, it'll probably be okay, but so much of it depends on, how long you live. Are you charitably inclined? Do you want to use these dollars?
How much do you have in your retirement accounts?
About 470 in the 401k and 105 in the 457.
Okay. And your wife, where's she in those?
Yeah, so she's probably, I think hers is a little bit less, probably about 230.
Right. So you don't have a ton in there for a 50-year-old.
That's right.
But you have the pension, so you haven't needed to.
Yeah. Right.
I would fund. I wouldn't do any Roth.
Given the fact that if your balance was
$3 million, $2 million,
$3 million could be a problem at age 50 by the time you calculate it out to age 75, or
that's
you require
right.
minimum distributions.
Right. But it could be that much. But if they had started day one and they had been there for a long time, yeah, I would. I would revisit. I would continue it pre-tax and revisit it in a couple of years.
Okay.
Right. And the only difference between the 401k and the 457, by the way, is how the money actually comes out and how it's taxed prior to age 55.
Right.
That's the only difference between the two. And there's some, intricacies about whether it's an asset of the state or not an asset of the state on the 457. But
right.
That's
okay.
I don't think that's super material. Scott?
I think either way, it's not going to. Yeah. We don't know. We won't know until the future tax rates.
Well, if you're a good financial advisor, you would not say that. You would say with great confidence, like a weatherman. No, we don't know. You're correct. We do not know.
Yeah. I think if I were in your shoes, so here's an interesting thing, Pat. If you were Ryan, you would continue to do 100% pre-tax in the 401k and 457.
Yeah,
I think if I were Ryan, I would do 50-50 just to hedge my bet.
For tax diversification. So that when the distribution, and the reality is if you're replacing 70% of your income, right? And I assume that's gross income, that's 70%. Your standard of living will actually go up in retirement. Right. So Scott's thinking about the tax implications in 20 years.
I'm thinking about tax implications in 20 years.
I would go either way. The benefit of actually doing it, quite frankly.
We can run numbers, but the thing with any financial model, it's all based on inputs and assumptions. Yeah. So we can.
The reality is by putting money into a Roth, you're actually saving more money on an after-tax basis because of how you actually have more disposable income in retirement. So I'll go with you, Scott, 50-50.
Okay.
That way you're right.
That's right.
Flip a coin.
How's that for building confidence? That way you're right.
Well, we don't know what the tax rates are going to be by the time.
The only thing is
if you had it 20 years ago, people were emphatic that tax rates would be higher in 2025, right?
That
We've been doing this long enough.
Do you remember that?
For sure.
There's no way they're going to be lower. No way. How many times have you heard that?
Of course, my whole career.
Yes.
And they're actually quite low today.
And what happens if
relative
they
to some
change the
history.
tax completely to a value add? Or they're discussing right
that's
now
right.
a wealth tax.
Well, we know, though, our current structure is not sustainable.
That's correct.
Our tax and spend,
Yes.
not sustainable.
Yeah. By the
Only
way,
borrow so
anyway.
much money.
All right. Appreciate the call.
Yeah. Good luck.
Every time,
Appreciate it.
every time it comes around, every time.
What?
With tax, it's just like we have to raise the taxes. There's never, very rarely, is there we have to cut costs. In local even the county you and I live in, there's never okay. We should probably just get rid of some of these services, but
That's because that's the problem with the government. There's no private market to actually bring efficiencies to it and to kill off things that aren't productive.
that's correct.
I mean, the beauty of the private markets, the beauty of capitalism, which I don't think we teach our children anymore, is the market is going to decide if you are providing a valuable good and service or not.
That's correct.
And they reward companies that impact their lives in a positive way, and they punish companies that don't. And the capital flows to the companies that are adding the most value.
But not in government, and oftentimes not in nonprofits.
Well, California now is trying to do a 5%. Someone's floating a proposition to do a 5% wealth tax on billionaires.
Yes. Quickly, how quickly those billionaires will absolutely leave the state.
I don't know. I don't begrudge anybody if they've earned money by doing something that's
That the market wants to pay for.